Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's the Season 2 Austrian Grand Prix you join us for. We've had a couple of good results the last races in France, or pretty much since Monaco really, well since Spain. So we're here in Austria. We're going to jump straight into this one, straight into qualifying, short qualifying as always, leaving the pit lane for one of two attempts. We're expecting a bit of rain in the end of this session, so I want to get my laps in before that happens. We have a couple of upgrades to the chassis department, so hopefully we'll find a bit of speed there and a little bit of consistency. Practice went really well. I think we topped all three sessions, definitely the first and third, so hopefully we can translate that into some good qualifying pace as we start the lap, our first attempt. We've encountered a bit of traffic on this lap though. You see you've got the racing point in front and what looks to be a Toro Rosso to the left of us. We just avoid them really close there, but we're really held up by the racing point in front of us. Going to impact the lap massively. It's just one of those things. We're both on qualifying lap, so it isn't a case of blocking or anything like that. We've just got so much more speed over the racing point, but not straight line speed by the looks of things. So that lap put us provisional second on the grid. We're going out a little bit later on for another crack at it, this time in clean air. So hopefully the second time, which will be our final attempt, it can give us a little bit more speed. So starting the lap here in Austria, braking into turn 1. It's only 10 corners here, so fairly short circuit. Quite nice and tidy through the first corner, up through to turn 2, which is just the left hand kink coming up here. Flat out, not really a corner. Into turn 3, braking the 100 metre board. Gone purple in the first sector, but missed the apex ever so slightly, so that could come back to haunt us. So we hit the DRS down to turn 4, which is another long hairpin. Hook it up nicely, good exit. That's what I was finding, very good traction with the
of fuel remaining
with the car here, and a fuel update from Jeff there. So coming through the technical section of the circuit, I guess, another purple middle sector, so that's going to help our cause. A little bit far out on the rumble strip, that could have caused an accident, but we got away with it. Now through the final couple of corners, chuck it in 7th gear, back on the throttle. Now through the final corner, 5th gear, let the car run out without causing an accident, and we come across the line, which puts us provisional pole, but will we hold that going into the race? So it's race day for the Season 2 Austrian Grand Prix. We jump straight into the formation lap because of a couple of glitches on the sequence, the intro sequence.
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
So an update instruction from Jeff there. We are running with a damaged ERS unit, so we're not going to have the total amount of electrical capacity at our disposal. So yeah, we do have pole position, as you can see, with Hamilton 2nd, Verstappen 3rd. Norris lines up 5th there, Butler 7th, Leclerc 9th, the two Ferraris outside the top 10. And then you've pretty much got the standard back end of the field, with Stroll and Kubica rounding out the 20 drivers.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good.
And so as the formation lap comes to a close, everyone's doing the burnouts, getting onto the grid, lining up in their respective grid slot, and we're set for the Austrian Grand Prix. Five red lights, and we are go. It's a great start from Hamilton on the right hand side, with Verstappen also getting away well, but he's boxed in. And yet that's Hamilton through into the lead of the Grand Prix. We try and get the cut back, but we just can't get underneath the Mercedes fast enough. And he strolls away into the lead of the Grand Prix with, I think it's Verstappen trying to go around the outside of Bottas there. Yeah, is he going to make the move stick? Yes, he does. Very late on the right. It almost goes into the back of us. We get a fantastic drive out of turn 3. Two wheels on the grass against Hamilton there. I think the space was there, but on the onboard we really didn't see it. So we dive up the inside late on the brakes, but Hamilton shuts the door. There's a little bit of contact, no damage for Rivos car. We've had to concede the position there. But we are all over the back of the Mercedes on this first lap. It's a very short lap as well, so hopefully we can stay with them and get in the slipstream down the main straight. Running very wide there, that's going to cost us just a little bit, but we've got fantastic traction out the final corner into the slipstream. Obviously no DRS on the first lap. Hamilton makes us go to the outside. It's going to be a big move to go around the outside of a 6-time world champion, but it's done.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
See that on the replay. We were forced to go to the outside, so a lot difficult around the outside. Having said that, you get better traction, so managed to work in our favour.
Teammate by 2.8 seconds.
Okay, so we're building a bit of a gap to the guys behind. I think Bottas is coming with us though. Lando update. Looks like Lando lost out on the first lap to Lucas Weber, but starting to make up that position.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
So we're starting to set fastest laps now. I'm starting to build a gap on Valtteri Bottas behind us. And this is again Lando Norris up the inside of Lewis Hamilton, but is he going to career into the side of Max Verstappen? No, it's a good move. It's a good move. Great traction there from the McLaren on the exit. That's what we're finding as well. Now he's in the slipstream of Verstappen. Is he going to go for a double overtake in the space of 2 corners? Yes, and that's Lando up the inside, squeezing Verstappen on the exit of the corner. Now on board with Verstappen, is he going to be vulnerable to Hamilton? Yes, he's had to let the Mercedes through to avoid contact. Great racing from the gaggle of cars behind there. This is the battle for 3rd position still. Constant fighting between these three, and that's Verstappen up the inside of Hamilton. Is he going to have a go on Norris there? Goes to the outside. It's going to be a tough move to get it done there as the track falls away from you going into the apex. Now on lap 9, the following lap, Verstappen's keen to get past the McLaren and does so around the outside into turn 1. Does that make Norris susceptible to the Mercedes of Hamilton behind? That's the question. Hamilton goes to the outside for turn 3. Can he get the traction? Yes, he can. I think Lando's tyres might be going off at this point.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. In this lap, push now.
So got the call to pit. Need to get a really good in lap now, just to build a bit of extra gap to Bottas. Although this isn't going to help us. There's a bit of a mistake going into the entry, but a bigger mistake actually in the pit lane itself. As we lock up trying to hit the speed limiter. A quick stop from the McLaren boys. We'll see where that puts us. Hopefully we're in a bit of clean air. See, a few cars have already gone past.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
We exit in 12th place behind the Ferrari of Sainz. So we need to clear these guys as quickly as possible. You see they're a lot slow on their worn soft compound tyres. We go to the inside.
Nice move. Good job.
Next up, Kimi Räikkönen. Not the best exit out of turn 1. Chasing down the Alfa Romeo, but we should have tyre advantage over them. You can see as we close up under braking, Try and go high for a better exit. We do get that better exit. Hit the DRS up the inside. Can we take Vettel along the same straight? We go to the outside. Go to the inside. 2 wheels on the cross. Big wobble there. That could have been a race-ending mistake. Doesn't look as dangerous on the off-board, but it's definitely a big moment in the cars. We go to the inside of Sebastian there. Closes the door. Not sure why he's battling us here. We're on completely different strategies, and then we get the drive up the inside.
Some information on Butler. They seem to have an issue.
So Sebastian will have the DRS going through turns 2 into 3, and he goes around the outside, but we're going to have so much more grip under braking. There's really no point fighting us for this position. So we take 7th. Caught the back of Butler. We know he's got a problem, and he's on the older tyres, so could be a number of reasons why he's so slow, but he's really holding us up through this back section of the lap. He's got the inside. He slams on the brakes. I think he's actually pitting this lap, and obviously the pit lane's on the right hand side, so
Bottas is in the pits.
another big slide from us there. Really need to keep the tyres in check, because we pitted a little bit earlier than everybody else. I think the duration for these tyres were about 20-22 laps, but we were asking to go a few laps more. So if we're kind, we should be able to make it stick. So up the inside goes Max Verstappen, the charging Dutchman. Couldn't make it work there on Lewis Hamilton as these three continue their titanic battle for 3rd place. Oh, pulls to the inside late there. Catches Hamilton unawares. But is he going to get the drive out of the corner on the inside? Doesn't look like it, but no. He's got the DRS and it's through. I think he's through there. Now on board with Max, he's caught the back of Valtteri Bottas. He's on an absolute rampage at the moment, and at this pace he could even catch us for the race victory. Just coasting past the Mercedes of Bottas there, who's quite quick. Setting very good pace behind us. And shortly after that overtake we make a mistake. Lock up, run wide, tip the grass, but hopefully that's not going to cost us too much time. Having to really push now knowing Verstappen's quick pace. But we set fastest lap that time around, but another big mistake. It's going to cost us pretty much the time we gained on that fastest lap.
You've lost some time to the car behind.
So constantly losing time to Max behind, this is not what we were asking for, not what we need right now.
Some information on Russell. They're retiring from the race. Caution, caution. The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
So the VSC is out, and this was the cause. It was George Russell. Just a complete loss of power. Engine, it's gone boom there.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green. Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
Okay, so back to racing speeds. We usually lose a little bit of time on the virtual safety car because I don't stick to the delta quite as accurately. I always leave about a second on the table.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
So as we go through the first corner, we should see, yeah, we've lost about a second to Verstappen there, so that's not going to help our cause for the victory here. Lap 35, Lando update. He's still battling Lewis for 4th place. Dives up the inside with the better traction, takes 4th place.
This is your final lap of the race.
We've managed to keep it together and lead through the final lap of the race. I think Verstappen's closing, but the gap's a little bit too big. I think we're going to hold on for this one, providing we don't put it in the gravel or something. We come across the line to win the Season 2 Austrian Grand Prix.
That's 3 wins in a row. Unbelievable work.
So that was an interesting race. 3 wins out of 3 now. That's going to help our championship close up on the Dutchman. Well, is it something that we can maintain? I don't know. We've got a few races coming up which I know we struggle at, so hopefully we're just going to pick up points and see what we can do, really. So, on to the results. I can confirm we won the Season 2 Austrian Grand Prix and took fastest lap for the extra point. Verstappen second, and Lando Norris managed to pick up 4th place, so that's a good haul of points for McLaren. Russell did DNF with that power unit failure there, so that's not great for the Williams team. Verstappen still leads the Drivers' Championship with us in 2nd place. There's a few points to gain on there, so hopefully we can do something about it, but I know there's a lot of Grand Prix coming up where we might struggle, so there's a lot of racing to happen still. Red Bull still lead constructors. Obviously we're 2nd, again closing that gap. I mean, if Lando can keep points coming in, there's no reason why we can't catch Red Bull by the end of the season. So up next is the GT Sport Livery Challenge and some action from the midweek lobby sessions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.